Hello, my name is Charlie Fitzmaurice, and this is my version of the Mobius Models Viper Mark II from Battlestar Galactica. So what I did to make this is I used a gloss white spray paint and primer to give it kind of, the gloss white texture of a brand new Viper from Battlestar Galactica. And off of that I used a gloss red paint for the stripes along here and the wings and up front. Oh. That is not secured. Anyway, next what I did is I sealed all of that with the All-Clad 2 clear coat, which gives it a nice texture. Then what I did was I put on all the decals, which gives it just another layer of detailing that wouldn't be achievable any other way. Here, look at that. Even here where it's mostly covered up by burns, you can see that there's text showing, warnings and stuff here and here. It's just, what a beautiful model. Even here, you can still read it here, but it's just, the level of detail they put into these things is just wonderful. Anyway, the next step on my journey to the Viper Mark II that stands right before you today is, I took an airbrush, I sprayed into a bowl some matte black spray paint and primer from a spray paint can. I then poured the liquid into the airbrush, which I'm not entirely sure if that's a good idea. It's probably not, but it works, and I didn't have to mix paint. But anyway, I did all of these welding details across the ship. There's some here, and just, I love the way it came out. I also did a lot of burn marks and laser damage, which it gives it a feel of authenticity that, like the decals, you wouldn't get any other way. It's like you have taken a shrink ray, shrunken down the actual ship, and put it on a stand. And anyway, next what I did is I put another clear coat on it. I then used a mix of black acrylic paints and black oil paints to do the rest of the weathering across the ship, which oil paint weathering it's just really fun. It's also, if you don't want it, if you don't like it, you can just wipe it back off. It's very forgiving. Anyway, next thing that I did is, I sealed that off too, actually. So, yeah, and then once I was done doing painting and weathering, what I did was, I felt like I needed lighting in it. To give it just that final step into the world BSG that really makes it all worthwhile. And yeah, so on this back here I have installed a switch, which once you flip it, as you would expect, it turns the lights on. Now you might be saying, hey, there's no lights. Actually there are, it's just that they are very dim in order to make it feel more authentic as well. So I included blue and red flashing lights to make it look like it wasn't a static model in it. Again, it was maybe this is just a shrunken down ship. That's the effect I want. And I also put in a white LED for the radar display. It's hard to see. I don't know if maybe you can see it if you get closer up, but you can make it out a little there. It's easier to see in real life that there is actually a bit of a radar detail in it. I used a decal behind the clear plastic that's included with the kit. Then on the back, we have blue flickering lights that I use for the engines, which I just think look amazing. I mean, it gives it... Again, it's going from that static model to that real ship feeling. It just feels like that it has power, and those engines are about to make that ship blast off into the next universe. I don't know. Anyway, in the other side of the cockpit, there is also a static red light for the buttons, which, again, I think looks really cool. When you put the cockpit back on, which I've also weathered, actually, it's worth mentioning. The way I did the cockpit was I used special paint. It's by a company called Molito. They have this beautiful chrome paint. It's not very chrome right now. I mean, it is in some places, but it got really beaten up when I was weathering it. But by itself, Molito just makes this amazing. It's beautiful chrome, and it's really amazing to work with. Anyway, to weather this, I also used I scratched it up a bit to make it look like there's particles in space flying by from maybe ships that have exploded during battle. And anyway, that some of those cracks got filled in with, again, the oil and acrylic paint washes, which, again, I'm very pleased with this. But yeah, that's my Viper Mark II from Battlestar Galactica. Mobius Models makes this. I highly suggest getting the kit. Just wonderful sculpting of the model, and the decals on it are just amazing. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, share this with everyone you know. Thank you. Bye.